Alright, today we are going to go over some more tables and patterns. So here's the table. Let's go over these questions, see what we can figure out. Tim and Jill each have a piggy bank. Tim starts with $1.25 in his bank and puts 50 cents each week. Jill starts with $2.75 in her bank and also puts 50 cents in each week. Complete the table to show how much money each has saved after 5 weeks. So we know that both of these are plus 50 cents. Okay, so we're at plus 50 cents. Or we could write it like this. This would probably be more accurate because we are going to be in dollars, so plus 50 cents. All right, so all we have to do is just keep adding 50 cents. When I'm adding money, especially when it's something like 50 cents, I'm just thinking, a lot of times I'll just think about quarters. So 5 quarters, and then adding 2 more, 7 quarters. Anyway, it's just going to keep on being at 125 and then 175. So it's just going to keep on alternating between those, right? So now 75 is 225, and then plus 50 would be 275. And then plus 50 is 325. And then plus 50 is 375. Now, I can go in and draw these dollar signs because you want to just make sure you know that it is money. I apologize for my handwriting. It's not the easiest to write with the mouse, but 275, then we're at 325, 375, 425, 475, 525. All right, so what relationship do you notice between the amount Tim has has saved and the amount Jill has saved each week? So we can look at this. All right, so what kind of relationship do we see between what is Tim has saved and what Jill has saved? Well, I know that they're both adding 50 cents a week, but Jill started with $1.50 more. So if they're both adding the same amount each week, but Jill started with $1.50 more, every single week Jill's going to have $1.50 more. So what relationship do I notice between the amount Tim has saved and the amount Jill has saved each week? Jill always has $1.50 more because she started with $1.50 more, and they each add the same thing every week. So that's the answer, is that Jill always has $1.50 more, right? So let's see, 325 plus $1.50, 475. So every single time, Jill has $1.50 more than Tim. If Tim and Jill continue saving in this way, how much will each have saved after 10 weeks? Explain how you decided. So, there are a couple of ways we could do this. We could just continue adding. We could just continue adding and draw out week 6, week 7, week 8, week 9, week 10. And one thing And one thing that we can do actually is, since we know that Jill always has $1.50 more, we can actually just figure out Tim's and then just add $1.50. Or we could figure out Jill's and subtract $1.50 to get Tim's, right? So that's one way where we don't have to do all of it. But we can also figure out if so right here is 5 weeks, right? This is 5 weeks. And then 10 weeks would be another 5 weeks. Okay? And I know that after 5 weeks, basically, if we're adding 50 cents each week, then all we would be doing would be, after 10 weeks, 50 times 10 equals 500, right? Or 50 cents times 10 would equal $5. So all we're doing is we can just add $5 to this, to their start. So Tim would have $6.25, and then Jill would have $7.75, right? Now, what we can do is we can just also just draw these out just so we can be sure. Okay, so 425, 475, 525, 575, and then 625, like I said. And then in this one, it would be 575, 625, I'm sorry, 675, 725, then 775. Exactly as I said. So, those are the options for figuring it out. You can multiply 50 cents by 10 to get $5. You could say there's 5 more weeks, and 50 times 5 would be 250, so you could add 250 to each of these values, the values after 5 weeks, whatever you want to do, basically. Or you could just continue with the graph. Now, continuing with the graph is, it's probably going to be harder and involve more math, and you might make a mistake. And they might, a lot of times, they might not say how much have they saved after 10 weeks. It might be how much have they saved after 250 weeks or something like that. And then at that case, you're not going to sit here and draw 250 lines. You're going to have to figure out how to multiply, and what to multiply by. But for, questions that don't ask for too many more lines, you can always just do this.